Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I'd like to welcome you to this week's episode of Sounds of the Diaspora, Artist to Artist, a conversation with yours truly, Dion Parsons. I'm so happy to have my guest join me tonight, someone I've known for many, many years. We've worked together in a lot of different situations, and he's just an amazing musician, originally from Dakar, Senegal, now residing in New York City, bassist extraordinaire, composer, a producer, all around wonderful human being. Please join me in welcoming to Sounds of the Diaspora, Mr. Mamadou Ba.
How you doing, my brother? Hey. Okay, here you go.
How you doing?
Hey, man, how are you?
You know, I can't complain. I'm good, man. I'm here in St. Thomas doing my thing, but you're in New York City, and it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Same here, bro. It's very good to see you. I'm so happy, and thanks a lot for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, we've been talking over the years about, doing different things, and then this show came up, and I had you on my list, and I was like, I have to get this brother out here because you're doing so many amazing things in New York and other places. But you always have a project going on, and I really admire that. You've always been an inspiration to me as I do my thing.
Vice versa, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's talk about Mamadou Ba growing up in Senegal playing music. Tell us, how that happened.
Man, it's when I was growing up, around when I was attracted to music all the time, and then on Christmas, Senegal, it's 95% Muslim, but it's not like a Muslim 100% Muslim country. But we will celebrate any kind of we'll celebrate Christmas, and then the Christian will celebrate our the Muslims holidays and all that. So we get along. It's like one big family. And we used to have gifts for for Christmas. And then I don't know what happened. My father got me a guitar or something, a little guitar, That's what started everything. Although he didn't want me to become a musician, but that was the first mistake he made.
I like how you put it. The first mistake he made.
The first good mistake for me. Yeah. And then, I started to play, and, I was curious and picked up a harmonica and then started to play music on it, learn some, I was 12 years old. And at that age, I knew that I would become a professional musician.
At 12 years old, you knew that.
This is what I'm going to do when I grow up.
Okay.
It was a big challenge with the parents. You've been to Senegal, you know how, it's different from here. Yeah. So that's how we started.
And you and your brother played music also, right?
Yeah, my brother is a great. He plays a keyboard, and actually we had a hard time practicing in the room. We will turn on the radio, try to practice, and if my mom heard any music, oh, you guys play the music, we would go like, no, it's the radio. We like that. And my older brother, I have to give him a lot of credit, who was a flight attendant at the time. And he loved music. He was the one who got us the first real instruments,
Okay.
Yeah, he got me a bass, but before everything I learned by myself, and we were putting on the tapes. You remember the
Mhm.
tapes?
Yes,
Listening to
cassette tape.
something and then stop it and trying to figure it out, all that. That's how. And I had a guitar. I took off the two strings and make a space, so I can get the bass feel. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Everything I
so
learned, it was from that, you know, until
so
I
so
got the,
you build basically design your first bass
yeah,
from a
kind of,
guitar and
kind of.
and taught yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why you have those airs. You got those amazing. You got I call them elephant airs. You can hear sound around the corner.
Well, and, yeah, that's how it begins. And, it was like that.
Nice, nice. Well, you built a name for yourself in Senegal, playing with local bands and and then you eventually left Senegal after developing yourself. So you the other thing too that I find really amazing, man. I have to say, bro, because you're not official. You're self taught. You didn't go to school for music.
No, we didn't go to school because my parents wouldn't let us go to school of music. That would be like a suicide for us if we ask for that. And it,
Yeah.
it wasn't a very good school there,
Hmm.
you know. And but my brother, who plays piano, like keyboard, he was kind of, smart guy. He was the one actually pushing me a lot.
Okay. Okay.
And he was the one who understood jazz first. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to play that because I was like, man, this music, I don't know. What is this? But he was forcing it
Hmm.
on me. We had many fights, and we put a band together,
Hmm.
which was called Keurgui, four young, Senegalese, and started to play all these standards, you know, and that's how but we taught ourselves everything, but we were very curious, asking all the time. If American musicians come, we go, they do master classes, we ask, that's how we learn, but really never never been to school. That band was my first school.
The
that,
band was the first school.
that
Yeah.
band with my brother called Keurgui.
Well, I must say it's like on the job training.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah.
So you're doing all of this stuff. You're playing a lot. You were playing like every day. Also, that's the other thing too, because
Yeah, we were busy playing, because we were playing almost every day, like 4 or 5 days a week, you
yeah,
know. Yeah.
and it's really interesting because in the American school system, you go to school, you play in the band, and you go home and you practice, and
Right.
it's a routine. Whereas what I found,
Hmm.
what impressed me the most and got to me, really touched me, was that it was a way of life in Senegal. Like that
Yeah,
was your job, and that's what you did all the time.
that's right.
In the morning, in the afternoon, at night. It was your life. That's what you did. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna practice for 2 hours and then I'm gonna. That's just what you did. You played.
Yeah, yeah. Play,
Yeah,
play, play. Play. That's all we did.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
we did. Hmm.
And it's great because it's. I mean, I've learned a lot from you. We'll get to that point, but uh, so then you transition. I want to talk about how you left. So when did you decide to leave
All right.
Senegal?
When we were back home, we were all like, man, maybe we should. When can we get to Berkeley? We have to go to Berkeley, learn, really learn because we heard Berkeley, and we were fan of, all of you guys. We were there. It's a small country, it's Senegal. It's not like, but my brother was playing at the same time. We became known in the scene. We were doing production for some singers. He started playing with Ismael Lô.
Ismael Lô.
Yeah, he was, he arranged that lot of Ismael Lô's songs.
Mhm.
And then Ismael Lô wanted us to join him to do the tour in the US and eventually Europe, and Europe actually. So after the tour, my brother and I, we decided to stay. That's
Okay.
how, yeah, we finished the tour and then told him, you know what, I think we this is where we got to stay in New York. And that's how it started. Having no idea what would happen. It was just a dream come true, and then
Mhm.
let's figure it out. What's going to happen? You
Right.
know what I mean? Yeah. That's how
That's
I
great.
ended up.
What year was that?
94. 95. Yeah, 95, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know.
Nice. And you will. So the good thing too, there was a scene in New York. There was already like a African scene happening in New York. There was a lot of stuff at SOB, Zinc Bar.
Yeah, yeah. When I first got to New York, we found a guy from Senegal. His name is Badou Kassé, who was playing talking drum. But he already been in New York for years. He knew Jaco Pastorius. They were all his friends. Aaron Bullock. He knew them all.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And when we met him, he's like, he had a band already. He said, "Okay, man, I want you guys in my band because the kind of music I want to play." And he was organizing jam sessions at Anarchy Cafe at the time. That,
Mm-hmm.
that place became now a building, or he was a McDonald's after, and that place was the first, like when we first got here, a few months after we started jamming, he had a jam session every night, every Monday. That was my first gig, you know. And that's where I was seeing all these people I used to see in the magazines, bass player magazine or music magazine. I would see Hiram Bullock would come and sit in, all these guys. I'm like, whoa, we are really in New York, huh? You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that's where everything started, actually, you know. And most of the gigs came from that. The big gigs I had later came
Mm-hmm.
from that place, that get together, you know, that jam session.
Nice. That's great, man. That's great. And you and I, we met shortly after that. I don't remember the year we met. Do you remember the year?
I don't remember the year, but it's been it's over 20 years, anyways, right? Probably.
I came to New York in 1990, so
Right. It's over
we
that.
we, we met in the 90s.
90s somewhere. I remember we had there was a festival in Queens, those street
Mhm,
fairs, big festivals, and I had to play. I remember if I no, I played before, I think, you guys,
mhm,
or yeah. And then as I was kind of packing to go, I heard some music going with Bill Saxon. I'm like, huh, man, this sounds good. I walked and I heard like this drummer just killing it. I'm like, man, I came back and stand behind the stage, right behind you, and watching you play. I'm like, man, this guy is not from New York City. It's must his looks. I don't know if he's American. Where is he from? But I am curious. And I waited the whole show. The show is over. You were busy. I said, man, I got to connect with this guy. I'm sure we can, probably hook up later. And I
mhm.
remember approaching you, man. How you doing, bro? You killer, man. But where are you from? You said, man, I'm
Yeah, that was the first thing
no.
you said. Where
I'm
you
like,
from?
wait, where did you learn all this? Man, and you start telling me about Bada Sek and how you were into African music. I say, okay. Then this
Yeah.
guy is and it was the first time I saw in New York a drummer that understands the music from here and African music, you know.
Mhm.
And that was you.
Thank you. I was always drawn to that music. I was fortunate to play with Olatunji
Hmm.
for many many years up until he passed away, and then the connections with Amitin Badasek in Senegal recording. When I was on a trip with the great Ernest Ranglin, we recorded with Baba Mal,
Hmm.
and oh man, it was so good. And then after meeting you, we did a number of gigs together with
Oh
Kofu
yeah,
the Wonder
after we
Man.
met, I went to Go4 and all this project. I'm like, man, I gotta get this drummer here. You know,
Yeah.
sorry, I had to get rid of the other drummers, but and it was the perfect move, actually. And we started playing, I think, with Chris Berry first, and then
Mhm.
Kofo. I don't
Yeah.
remember which one. Kofo, which
Yeah.
he's a master talking drummer, man. That
Mm.
guy. And I remember telling him, man, Kofo, I think I found your drummer. You're always complaining about, drummers. This
Mhm.
guy. He said, okay, what's his name? Dion, blah blah blah. And then the rest. And we started,
We was
you know,
working and touring and stuff. Yeah, it was nice.
man, it was a blessing, really.
Yeah. And then we even got you to come to St. Thomas. One.
One time when it was a great experience too. He said, "Man, I have to hire you for I'm doing my my band. We got to go to St. Thomas." Man, it was great. When I landed there, it felt like I was in Africa, in Senegal somewhere. I'm
Well,
like, wow.
it's interesting because when I went to Senegal in 1998 to record with Amal with Ernest Franklin, and the guys was playing the sabah, and I was trying to figure it out, and I started to write it down, and they were laughing. Oh, American drummer, he write down, but it was right. What I wrote down was right, and they was surprised that I could hear it. And when they say this is the same thing you said. Where you from? I said I'm from St. Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, what, St. Thomas? They had just played. This was in December. They had just played in St. Thomas in August. They came down. They came in for a week. There was a doctor from Senegal, a Senegalese doctor, and his wife had turned 50, and he flew the whole band from Senegal to play a birthday party for her, and they stayed here for a whole week. Wow. So yeah. So they saw, they connected with me as like a brother. It's like, we've been to your country, and now you're in our country, it was really, for me, it was really amazing.
Yeah, when they see you writing the music, they're like, "Oh, he's writing them," because we don't, as you see, we don't write it.
You don't write, yeah.
All this music, that's the good part of being self-taught for me, because you are so used to like listening and learning it quickly.
Yeah.
Because we don't have time to that's why it helps me a lot when I got to New York, because people who I play with have all this music, and then I will, let's play the music. I played once, and then it was already like from
Yeah.
They were always asking me, how do you they think I was some kind of a, I don't know, genius, or it's not that. I said, man, I just grew up like this, learning music.
Right.
That's what we do back home.
Yeah, in America, you read the music, you play along. In Senegal, it's oral, it's learned. But it's interesting because when I started studying Sabah with Alioune, and he started teaching me the syllables, takis and bak, and then he would sing me the box. So it's funny, he would sing me the box, tararang, 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 ging, ging, and that's how I started to learn the rhythms, and I couldn't forget them either. So I stopped writing stuff down because I would just sing. I would sing the patterns,
Exactly.
Yeah, it made a huge difference learning that way. But I must say, when I got to Senegal, I had never heard music like that. Before. The combination of the rhythms. I heard calypso music. I heard Brazilian music. I heard the clave, the 3/2, the 2. I heard all of that in the music of Senegal, and it amazed me because I was like, wow, this is where everything came from.
It's different.
That's how I felt. It was a combination of pop music. It was all of that I heard there in the tradition, because every night they would, Badasek would take us around and and explain. It was amazing. I lost my mind musically.
The drumming there is interesting because it's it's the sabar it's the most popular.
Yes.
But it's not the only one. You have the bugarabu, you have the so many rhythms.
The talking drums, the djembe,
and it's unique. The sabar is unique because the downbeat is not on the one. It's very it's the
and then there's like the gross cast and the cascade, and you have to know where to put things, and you follow the lyrics, and so the gross cast is not always on the one. Like in pop music, you're boom,
that's right. That's right.
Senegal is boom boom,
right.
It's
always the one.
It's amazing. I learned a lot.
The downbeat is already in 2. It's crazy because you clap in 1, but the downbeat is on 2.
So the gross cast is
be confusing for some. If you're not, it's cultural. So
it's cultural, but you have to feel it.
Learn a lot of when I got here to New York. Started playing with some African bands. because when I was home, I was practicing all this American stuff,
Right.
Home, I was like, that's. I realized how, when I got here after a few years, I started to go back to my roots again.
Okay.
Because I was playing with so many different people from, Ivory Coast. When the stars would come here, the singers, they would hire me to play. I had to learn their music from Guinea, Mali, and I discovered a whole nother, culture, rhythms, music that I was kind of neglected, neglected at home.
Right.
I had to go back and, revisit all that, because, that's I realizing that that would be my, my stamp.
Right.
I'm from there. I cannot really sound like somebody who was born here and an American player,
Right. Right.
So I had to. It took me some years to go back and learn all that. So, being from the Malak I knew from Senegal, because you grow up with it.
Right.
It's like R&B here or rap. Yeah, interesting.
That's great. That's great. And your sound was so unique. You got the attention of a lot of major musicians. When I met you, you were also MDing for Harry Belafonte, and that was a really nice presentation for you.
Well, that was nice. It's like, it's not the word. It was crazy. Like after a year, like year and a half, I think. I have to mention Richard Bona, because he's the one who got me that gig. Richard is a longtime friend. Met like years ago before. But it's funny because we came, like, I don't know if I came first or 3 months after he was here. We met in Senegal. He came to Senegal to play with some trumpet player he was living in Paris at the time. He came to Senegal and to do a show with a trumpet player called Eric Leland, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how we met. And our band had to open for them. They were the headliners. And that's how we connected, and we saw each other in Paris. And then I was here. That club I was telling you, Anarchy at Cafe, when we were doing those jam sessions, I walked in there and then I saw him. And since then we reconnected and stuff like that, and after, I think, one day we were there and he said, man, I got a call from the management of Harry Belafonte. They want to see me. I'm like, man, are you serious? The same Belafonte? He said, yeah, I don't even know if it's true yet, but, and next thing you know, of course, he got the gig. He was the MD. And at some point, after a year of him playing with Harry, right? One day after rehearsal, they took a break and Richard picked up the guitar and started playing all this African rhythm guitar. He's, that's my favorite of him, actually. And Harry was somewhere and heard someone playing like that. And he came back to the room and said to Richard, were you the one playing this? Richard said, yeah. He said, man, I didn't know you play this. I need this sound in my music. I've been looking for it. Like, you don't find it.
Yeah.
And Richard thought Mr. B was kidding. He said, man, I want you to switch on guitar. Richard was like, are you serious? He said, yeah. I know you're a great bass player, but this is what I like better. I need you to play. And Richard told him, okay, well, if you're serious, if you want me to switch guitar, I got to get someone who can understand what I'm playing.
Right.
Who can play your music. Belafonte say, oh, Mr. B said, yeah, okay. And Richard called me. First of all, I couldn't believe it, because Harry is so huge. To me, it's like you see him only on TV, maybe,
Right.
And Richard was like, man, that's it, huh? I think you're going to do the gig. I'm like, man, are you serious? I was even nervous because, I just came from Senegal 1 year and a half in the city, trying to. He said, yeah. I said, well, okay, we'll see. And one day I was home. Miss Harry called the himself. I mean, manager called and say, "Oh, this is Mamadou." I said, "Yeah." I couldn't speak very well English at the time. I was trying to figure out, He said, "Wait a minute, Mr. Belafonte wants to talk to you." Bro, I was, what am I going to say? And by the time I say anything, I heard, "Hello, Mr. Mamadou." I said, "Wow, this must be true." "Yeah, Richard told me about you. I would love to meet you, And the manager said, that it was all like a dream for me, man, to be honest with you.
That's great.
Next thing you know, I got to his office for the second, met him. I want you in the band, and then, and then, yeah, that's how it happens. They send me the music, bro. I stay 3 days at home without going anywhere, listening to all the music, and had it everything. I learned everything, like every note Richard was playing, because I know he loved Richard. I had to emulate his playing, actually.
Right.
It was a 3 days. I learned everything. So that's why people were asking, "Man, do you take some notes?" I said, no, I know the music already, because it was like I spent 3 days on it, to be honest. Yeah, that's how it happens.
And you stay with Harry for
until he retired.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed with him. I think I was probably the longest bass player there.
Okay.
Because Richard played for 2 years, 3 years, and then he had to do his, he went, he put up his band together. I play with his band a little. Richard, he would play guitar, switch bass, 2 basses, stuff like that. Yeah, and then from that, it was I stayed with Harry until he retired.
Nice.
And how
that's an institution in itself.
Yeah, man, it was to me, it was just like I was dreaming somehow, to tell you, I started playing with him 6 months. I didn't even tell my family, because I didn't believe it yet. And the thing happened is, at the time, we had a PBS show for the US, the special Harry Belafonte and Friends, and some people, Senegalese people, saw me on TV and called Senegal, say, "Man, this guy is playing." And then that's how the word went out. It became like a big deal. And my family was like, "Man, how come you don't even?" I said, "Well, I'm still I'm still sorry about that. I'm still dreaming. I don't know."
You're still dreaming. I like that.
Yeah. So that's how it happens. Yeah, man.
That's a really great story, because coming from where you came from, you get there, you get to New York at that time, but you were prepared. That's the thing. You were prepared for that. You were prepared.
It was I was prepared, but still, it was I can understand having like a few gigs here and there, and then first like real gig, Harry Belafonte's band, man. It was a blessing.
That's great. That's
still a blessing to these days, because that opened every other doors for me. Yeah, because after him, I was with Regina Carter. I did, Angelique Kidjo, all this. It was great.
You became a household name. You became a household name, and I know working with you, and coming into rehearsals and everything was always done a certain way, especially when you was MDing. You run a tight ship, so like I said, you became a household name, and you learn from the best, and it shows.
Yeah, well, I just try my best, man.
So you was doing Harry's gig, MDing for that. You're playing his music, but at some point, I know every musician, they start to compose and do their thing and try to get their sound out there. And tell us about your compositional path as you start to develop your own repertoire.
Before I wasn't writing songs, but Bona was always telling me, "Man, why don't you write?" I'm like, because I don't know, man. I don't want to be a band leader.
Mhm.
He said, man, you have to think of writing. I said, well, it has to come to me. I'm not going to force it. When I feel it, I'll do it.
Right.
And then I started, kind of, how you write stuff. They come to you.
Mhm.
And I decided, okay, I'm not going to force it, but if I feel anything, and I start putting stuff together, and that's how I started, started to write songs.
You like the compositional side of you, because some guys like to play. It's what I do.
Mhm.
And some guys play and write, and then some guys they play, but it's like, man, I'm really a composer. So where do you find yourself?
I like to play, man.
Yeah.
But the last 7 years, I had to, we'll talk about that later. With the project I had, it was, doing both. But that helps a lot, and it was helping me write. But I still like to play, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still like to play.
It's not
Yeah.
like picking up your instrument and expressing yourself. I tell people, one of the things I miss about New York, I miss playing, but I miss playing for because it heals. It heals us also when we play.
Definitely.
So if you're not getting out there on a regular basis playing on a high level,
Right.
it takes a little, every day a little bit of you kind of disappears, that you need to fight to get it back. So that's for me, that's part of it, like that rejuvenation of
That's true.
of getting on the bandstand and playing with cats you love to play with. So that's
true.
part of it.
Yep.
And especially if you write the song and they're playing your music and then they're killing it, it's like it even rejuvenates you. So Mamadou the composer is I'm really excited, because I remember having these conversations with you about teaching and having bass students and stuff, and so I'm really excited to see the growth that you've have accomplished over the years, and checking out your music. So we have a song here that you composed that I would like to play for our audience, and then let's play it, and then you can share with our listeners, the story behind it. So this is a song. This is a song you wrote entitled "Hope to See You Again."
Definitely. Yeah.
I like that. That's a nice 6/8 feel.
Right. You can hear the sabar too.
You can hear the top down there. It's like a back.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know what I like? Because the average 6/8 feel you hear is a lightning thing, 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 and this is totally
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that is a different. It's a
So many different 6/8s, man.
Totally different.
Yeah. The tuck 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 tuck. You don't hear it anymore, but back home, it's there, but there are so many variants,
Yeah. That's you could definitely hear it. Like I said, when I first heard Senegalese music with the sabar and the rhythms, it just took me back. And what I love about it, the drums were the foundation of all the music.
That's true. Yeah. Yep.
And it made sense when I heard like, oh, the drums was taken away, when the slave was broad-headed. And I understood why, because the smallest kid, as they could walk, they up there dancing and
yeah, the drums drives everything. It's like
the drums drive everything, yeah. And it's not overbearing. It's like the production of this song, the drums are it's embedded in the song, but it's a prominent part of the song.
Exactly.
It doesn't take over.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful composition.
Yeah, this one never been out really yet. I wrote it actually for my mom, because every time I go see her, I'm like, coming back, I'm a little sad.
Okay.
Because we are so close, and that's why there was one trip I came back, and then I was feeling really like, I really miss, when you oversee, anything can happen, and she's getting older, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day I came next to your house. I went to see Etienne Sadwick.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Etienne produced this one. I recorded it with him, and Aaron Hike played the saxophone.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a nice saxophone solo.
Oh no, he's an amazing player. So I said, man, I want to have this melody. Let me just do it, and we recorded it. One day it'll be out in maybe sometime people ask me for songs. I'll give it to them. If it's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do something with this. It's beautiful. So, like I said, it's a different flow for the 6/8.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Great composition. So your penmanship is complementary to your bass playing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's I follow the song and try to put what it needs in there.
Yeah, and it's not complicated. That's the thing. It's not complicated. But when you said this about your mom, I didn't know it was about your mom. I was thinking of myself, because I always think of the titles. I was like, it's about a loved one.
Yeah, right. That's it. Yeah. You can. Thanks, you felt that.
You definitely heard that. It's about a loved one. It's either his wife or his daughter. And when you say your mom, I said, there you go. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I really, again, I mean, I'm thinking back of like just groove into the song. Now, I love the Sabah. I just love Senegalese music. It just makes and another thing too, like I said, it's only in Senegal. That's the thing. You only hear that sound.
The Sabah, the Mbalakh, that rhythm is only.
And why is that? Why is that this like?
No, man, that Sabah is just the Sabah is very unique.
Yeah.
It's typically Senegalese. The other rhythms you can hear Mali, the similarity, Cameroon, and but Mbalakh only Senegal.
Everybody knows it. It's like
yeah.
Outside of Senegal is the best kept secret, but in Senegal, that's the dominant.
That's like number one. That's what everybody, that's Youssou N'Dour, all these guys, that's how they got so famous, playing the Mbalakh rhythms,
Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, man, thank you for sharing that penmanship with us. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to this next one that you wrote. This composition entitled Habib.
Yeah, Habib is a friend of mine. You probably know him. He was a bass player for Youssou N'Dour.
Okay.
Great bass player. He passed away a few years ago, 5 years now. Amazing player, man. When we were young, he was he was the first one playing all these Jaco Pastores. He was like really good musician, And I remember when I was coming to the US, he gave me let me borrow his main bass. At least he had two, but that meant a lot to me. We were very good friends.
Nice.
And he was sick and passed away. It was so sad, man. And I wrote this one for him.
Okay, well let's check it out. Habib.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's for my
I
friend.
like that's Habib. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear that. And then again, that's a different feel on the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a different feel. Another different feel.
Yeah.
You know, I know you will kill that one. In here, it's only Sabar, only Alun.
Only saw, yeah. That's what I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, this one, it's on. When I was playing with Leni Stern, Mike Stern's wife.
Yes.
She was like, man, you got to give me a song. Can you on my album, blah blah? And I gave him this one. When we were rehearsing, Mike, the first guitar solo you heard is Leni.
Okay.
Second guitar solo is Mike's turn. Mike heard the song, is like, man, I gotta play on this song. and how can I say no to Mike's turn? I'm like, oh, of course,
Yes.
Yeah. So this one is Habib, and with Alun 5 playing percussions. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Good.
I love it. I mean, hey, there you go.
Another Mbalakh.
Exactly. There you go. And it's a different feel. So that's the beauty of it. You hear it, the same rhythm in a different feel. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what I loved about when I went to Senegal. I mean, anyway. So in the sake of time, I know we got to push through, but you have a new project, IIG, and you've been working with some wonderful musicians, and you have some songs that you guys did. So let's play the song first, and then we could talk briefly about it. But
let's do that.
This is a song that you shared with me that I would like to share with our audience. It's called Moonlight.
Right.
Okay.
That's right, baby. I love it.
Yeah, Mali, make it juicy.
Swing, baby, swing, yeah. Ooh, I wanna make it. Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance. Ooh, I wanna make it. Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance.
Take it to the dancer, you and me. I'm a big boy now, I want you to see. Dip down, baby, and swing for me. Can you dip down, baby, and conga me? Get it, congoli. Get it, congoli. Hey, get it, congoli. Get it, congoli.
We go dancing in the moonlight. You and me feel so right. Girl, you got me coming strong. Swing, baby, swing. Gonna never ever let go. Lay up here, girl, let's flow. Make this last all night long. Swing, baby, swing, girl. Ooh, I wanna make it. Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance. Come on. Ooh, I wanna make it. Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance. Swing, girl.
Ooh, my baby, can you feel it when the music's on? Can you feel it? We can be invincible. You wanna beat it? Can you give it when you're next to me? Can you give it? Can you give yourself
We
to
go
me?
dancing in the moonlight. You and me feel so right. Girl, you got me coming strong. Swing, baby, swing. Gonna never ever let go. Lay up here, girl, let's flow. Make this last all night long. Swing, baby, swing, girl. Ooh, I wanna make it. Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance. Ooh, I wanna make it. Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance. Swing, girl.
Get it,
Ooh, I wanna make it.
get it, congoli.
Ooh, I'm gonna make it. Ooh, I wanna make it dance.
IG, that's what we do.
That's what we do. You wanna beat it? Can you give it when you're next to me? Can you give it? Can you give yourself to me? Ooh, my baby, can you feel it when the music's on? Can you feel it? We can be invincible. You, I'm a baby. Can you give it when you're next to me? Can you give it?
Waiting to see you. The signal, I think the signal is all right. Here you are.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
brother.
IIG,
Yeah, that's what's up.
that's the new project.
That's the new project. All new project. We've been working for years, brother. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. This is this song just came out like a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and then man, we were surprised when he got out. It was on the top 20 charts in UK, and and then we were like, oh, all right, well, and then other radio stations started to play, and this is what I've been doing. A lot of people don't see me on the scene because I've been so invested to this thing, which started out of nowhere. I was just home, and one time this guy called me and said, hey man, I Mamadou. I say, yeah, I've been looking for you. I have a gig, blah blah blah. I'll tell the story quickly. I know we may be short on time. And I was like, okay, another gig, and he said, I was hesitant because he called me so late. I'm like, man, this guy at 1 p.m. And the thing is, John Benitez
Yes.
was supposed to do a gig with him, and John canceled last time. So he's like, okay, that's how he got to me. I say, okay. He said, I'll send you the music. I was about to say no, actually, or I don't know. He said, I'll send you my music. You'll see if you like it. I listened to it and got right back to him. Okay, I'll do it. And after this, the show, it was like, man, actually, when we got together, there was a connection going. It's like, man, we have to do a project together. I thought it would be just the gig or a few gigs. He said, no, I want us to be like an organization, like a,
Right.
I said, well, okay. I didn't know where he was going. And next thing you know, we hear, his name is Ikram, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He probably used Venmo,
Yes.
He's the guy who behind Venmo. I didn't know what was Venmo at the time.
Okay.
And music, I didn't know this guy was man, and every time I would meet him, I would be so surprised with his, producing and ideas, and things got just, it's like the right
Came together.
made musically. And then I said, okay, this I can do. And since then, we're here like 4 days a week in the studio, 4 or 5 days working, producing, and you can hear Marlon Sanders singing.
Yes.
He was a choir director for Stevie Wonder, he went all around, Shaka Khan, Sam Smith, and Tawata Ag, the female singer. You probably know Juicy Fruit.
Mm-hmm.
He did with M2 May and Notorious I don't want to say IIG, but he's the Notorious BIG.
Yeah, Notorious.
Sample the song. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's I'm really invested to this project.
That's great. It's beautiful. It sounds great.
Man,
great. Congratulations on hitting the top 20 in the UK. Coming from New York, I mean, it's great when you could break into a scene across the ocean. So that says something. So congratulations on that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, congratulations to everyone part of IIG. I mean, I'm learning. I know you, like I say, I know you're busy and you vested, and every time you say, I got to go to the studio,
Right. Yeah.
You share it. Yes.
I'm going every day, man. And things are started now to come one by one after long years of working and producing and it's like that's all we do.
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours a week we're here. 5 hours a day. Every day. It's amazing. We got where Euphoria is?
Yes.
Yeah, we're under Euphoria. We're like 7th floor. We have a room there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Euphoria is on the 9th floor. That's my spot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there this week.
Well, that's where I am right now.
Okay, beautiful. I know Euphoria. David Sokol. That's my man.
Right. Yeah.
Great. Well, listen, we have one more IIG song that you're presenting, and we can close out the show with that. And that's Help Somebody. Real quick, tell us what Help Somebody is about.
Help Somebody is going to be out right after this one.
Okay.
It's a song, and we also working with the producer in Nigeria, because now the Afrobeat, it became mainstream in the US.
Yes.
So we collaborate with him. So that's our direction right now. We can Afro soul, Afrobeat. It's there. It's people will will find their Yeah, this one it should come out very soon. I think June.
Okay.
Great. Another production we do, and we have more coming also.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's check it out. Help
right.
Somebody. IIG.
I make magic.
See that little girl, the little girl with the faded eyes. She's lost. Nobody gonna realize that fading is a dream. 'Cause Lord, it ain't for free. So why don't you go on and help somebody? Why don't you go on and help? Why don't you go on and help somebody? So why don't you go on and help? See that man over there? He don't have no worry or care, but he don't have no place to live. Nobody to care or give. Go on and help somebody. Why don't you go on and help? Why don't you go on and help somebody? So why don't you go on and help?
Then give up the more, get the more something. Come to party. Can you give up my heart to me? I'm a part time. Let me help somebody. Can you give up your heart? 'Cause I'm about down. Let me hit up the party. Yeah. Party for time. Let me know that my pop, let's take it what you wanna like.
Help somebody. Go on and help somebody. I got to. You got to. Go on and help. We got to help somebody. Go on and help somebody. Come on. Go on and help. Yeah. Mother. Go on and help somebody. Sister. Father. Go on and help. We gotta help somebody. Go on and help somebody. Why don't you go on and help? Why don't you help somebody? Go on and help somebody. Go on and help. Why don't you go on and help somebody? Help somebody. Help. Go on and help somebody. Why don't you go on and help? Help somebody. Go on and help somebody. Go on and help. We've got to help somebody. You've got to help somebody. We've got to help somebody. You and I, you and I, you and I, you and I. We've got to help somebody. You've got to help somebody. We've got to help somebody. You and I, you and I, you and I, you and I.
Help Somebody. IIG.
Yep. I know
Yeah.
you can feel these grooves.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
know-
yeah.
I can imagine you already playing. Yeah.
I'm sitting back here grooving. I'm sitting
Yeah,
back here.
man. So,
Yeah, I'm in a good seat, bro. Because every time I have a guest on like you guys, and you bring this wonderful music, it's like I'm just sitting back. I'm enjoying this. I know you've been up to something, so I appreciate
well,
it.
you know, the IIG, man, that's what been up. And, you know, we want people to be able to dance when they hear our music because, you know, from Africa, that's all we know.
Yes.
You know, yeah, man.
That's great. Well, I wish you and your colleagues in IIG much success. The songs are beautiful. They're amazing. Continue success. Continue to do what you're doing. You as an individual composer, that's 6'8", you know. Do you think?
We'll be at the April 4. Actually, we're going to do a promotion show at the SOBs with IIG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So,
and anything else, I'll let you know.
Let us know. We'll put it on our network. We'll put it out there too. Anything you have advertised and share with us, we'll put it out on the network as well.
Great, brother.
Mamadou Ba, man, always a pleasure. Thank you for your great music and for being on the show. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thanks a lot.
All right. That was my good friend Mamadou Ba. And as you can tell, he has some great music going on. It's a pleasure to connect with him. So join me next week as I bring a unique guest to the show, a composer, film scorer, someone that's doing great things in Hollywood. He's taking his music to the big screens. So check us out next week as we bring our guest to you, Mr. Jean-Nic Bontemps, Haitian descent, film scorer, composer. Check us out next week. Take care.
JBH Boutique Care offers you a unique exclusive membership in our nationwide concierge medical services network. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Judine Bontemps Hill. I'm double board certified in family and obesity medicine. We pair exclusive personalized care with accessibility and convenience. A better way for you to receive immediate quality medical care. Whether at our main Orlando, Florida office, traveling across the U.S. or visiting the States, we bring you the best medical care without waiting for an appointment. Become a member today by calling 407-234-5282 or visit us online at jbhmed1.com. JBH Boutique Care is proud to sponsor Sounds of the Diaspora, music and conversations with artists, and host Dion Parsons every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Source TV Radio Network, WTSN, Washington, D.C.